Wow, that's kind of making me nervous. Not only being here on stage, but also, most of you probably know what that is. The sword of Damocles. This sword represents a threat, a danger. In our case, the uneasy feeling of uncertainty when we think of two words: digital transformation. And it is like in the ancient legend, with a sword hanging directly over your head, held by only one tiny horsehair. It's obvious that you can perform in a good way in order to shape the future you want to live and work in. But it does not have to be like this. The truth is, it can be in our hands. We do have the chance to take control of this tool, digital transformation, and make something great out of it. Something that makes our lives easier and better in various ways. In our team, we experienced how to overcome our fears and to actively shape digital transformation. And this is how we did it.
So let me take you to the place where it all began. A shop floor of a Bosch plant. And this is a process which happens a lot in our plant, around 40,000 times a year in the plant I work at. So here we have an operator. Let's call him John. John is working on his personal computer. And some distance away, there's now a problem with the machine. And so John is called by the man who works at the machine. John goes to the machine and analyzes if he can solve the problem right away. But as he realizes that he cannot fix the problem, he has to go back to his computer and creates an order in SAP to call the maintenance guy. And then he describes in great detail what the exact problem is. For example, machine doesn't work. Then he goes back to the machine and waits for the maintenance guy. That guy, let's call him Roland, is in a whole other area of the building, and he knows nothing about the problem that John is having. So Roland takes it easy, and Roland takes it easy. And in the meantime,
John is waiting.
So Roland goes back to the maintenance shop floor, and only as he arrives there, he hears about the problem for the first time. And he accepts the order in SAP. And in the meantime,
John is waiting.
So all that Roland knows at this point is that the machine doesn't work. So he has to walk over to the machine and analyzes the problem without having any parts or manuals he might need with him. And in the meantime,
John is waiting.
By now, Roland knows what is the problem and that he needs some specific tools and spare parts from the local stock. So he has to walk over to the local stock, gets these things what he needs, and then back to the machine. And in the meantime,
John is waiting.
And waiting, and waiting. So Roland is back, but he doesn't have all the information yet. To look at the documentation, he has to go to the operator's table, and then, once again, back to the machine. And in the meantime,
John is waiting. By now, his patience is ending, and he asks angrily, "How long will it take?"
So Roland works as fast as he can, and he finally solves the problem right there at the machine. But is this the end of the process? No. Roland has to go back to the maintenance shop floor to confirm the order in SAP. And this, actually, is the end of the process. Let's have a look at the distances which John and Roland covered. You can easily see that there's some room for improvement. Roland has to walk a lot. And why? Because he doesn't have the right information at an early stage of the process. And because he has to wait a lot, you all can imagine how John puts pressure on Roland and Roland feels. Not to mention that all of this is wasting tons of money.
So, after seeing all of this, the following should not come as a surprise. When asked about room or need for optimization, the overwhelming answer of the Bosch plants was,
"We want a mobile solution for maintenance."
because nobody was satisfied with the long routes and insufficient information. So the usual way how these demands are handled would be to create a central solution which is only based on a first input and hope for the other plants to be able to work with it. But here, a different direction was taken. You see, the obvious solution which fits a small plant might not fit a big one. And the obvious solution which fits a German plant might not be the best one for an American location. So we set up a cross-functional and international team, a group of enthusiastic colleagues who wanted to see change happen. The core team of the maintenance support system, Nexeed MSS. We had representatives from 10 different locations from all over the world, experts in processing, IT, and maintenance, and the future provider to really create a central solution which fits and covers as many demands as possible right from the beginning. You could say we tackled complexity with diversity. So we sat all together and worked seamlessly and in perfect harmony. That's it. Thank you very much. Wow. Sorry. That is not what happened. A lot of times, it actually went a lot like this. So there were obviously challenges we needed to handle. The core team members not only came from various countries, but also from multiple business units. And you all know, different demands create, different backgrounds create different demands. Moreover, requirements from central and decentral had to be balanced, as well as the alignment with HR and Workers' Council. Here, the fears came into play. How about privacy and data security? Would such a system mean surveillance? Can seasoned maintenance workers learn new ways? Only by taking these concerns into account and being in close contact with each other could we overcome the fears. All the mentioned points, together with a different interpretation of standard, caused many time-consuming and nerve-wracking iterations. But still, we did it. All of us took on together the challenge of implementing digitalization and got it done.
Did we? Let's go back to the case we visited a few moments ago. Once again, here's John sitting at his PC, and we have the same error on the machine as before. So John is called by the man who works at the machine. But unlike before, he takes his MSS tablet with him. So he's able to describe the error notification right there at the machine, and he can add some pictures and videos to the notification. And now it's Roland's turn. He gets the notification on his smartphone from the MSS app. And so he has in a very, very early stage the information about the error, and he can take over the order right there at the machine. And because of the pictures and videos, he knows which spare parts and tools he needs. So therefore, he walks to the maintenance shop floor and gets them. And in the meantime,
John is waiting. Some things never change, you know.
But a few moments later, Roland arrives at the machine and has the necessary spare parts and the menu and the tools with him. And so, if he analyzes the problem, he has access to the documentation with the MSS app. And so, with the specifics and the history of the machine, he can start to repair the machine much faster than before. And in the meantime,
John knows each step Roland is taking.
but after fixing the problem, Roland is able to confirm the order right there with his smartphone. And so you all can see how much smarter that is. The distances are shorter, Roland has earlier access to vital information, and because he has to wait less, John is more relaxed than before, and so is Roland. And these are only the current functions of the maintenance support system. Together, we work on further potentials like the intelligent knowledge database, which learns from issues from the past and gives proposals to the maintenance guy on how to fix a problem.
We were facing a big and sometimes intimidating task, which often felt like a shadow over our heads. Fear can be caused by things you can't understand and grasp, that you simply cannot control. Through cooperation in word and action, we took the sword of Damocles in our hands and made the digital transformation our project, together in a strong and diverse team.
Nexeed MSS is just one example. You too can be part of the journey that is digital transformation. All you have to do is to take the first step. Get a hold of the sword.
And make it yours, like we made it ours.